People moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of their skin. Run, 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 but you sure can't hide. Well, nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to our nation.
Good morning. Welcome to Detroit Wants to Know. On May 5th, we have an election coming up. It's Proposal 1. You've heard about it. The much ballyhooed, much debated roads funding package. The Mackinac Center for Policy Research has said that it's going to cost $525 more per taxpayer to get this done. So I decided to go to the source this week, my friends. I want to bring to you Governor Snyder. Governor Snyder, you've been out here.
Good to see you, Steve.
You're a serious risk taker, man.
It's great to be with you.
Yeah, but well, that's
we
risky.
got to get issues on the table, get answers, and move Michigan forward.
But it's risky coming here. But you took a bigger risk with this road package. $500 more a year?
Well, Steve, let me ask you this. Look at your truck. How much would a set of rims cost on your truck to replace?
$1,600.
Well, if you think about it, wouldn't you rather have better roads than have the money go out in repairs? And if you look at it, that $500 varies a lot, particularly for lower income people. One of the things that's part of this package that is not getting enough attention is we're increasing the earned income tax credit. So for hardworking lower income people, they in fact probably won't pay anything more when you take that credit into account. And in fact, they might come out a little bit better even.
Well, you say that, but it seems such a complex funding package.
Well, it's because we have a complex problem. And this is actually simplifying it, Steve. If you stop and look at it, one of the things that most people don't recognize, when you go to the pump and you pay for gas, and you look at the state taxes on your gas, only 19 cents a gallon is going to the roads. The balance of the state taxes is retail sales tax. That's 6% sales tax you're paying.
Really?
And that's not going to roads at all. That's going to schools, local government, other places. And so one of the issues you have is I think people are up for saying they'll pay more on fuel if it's all going to roads. So what this proposal does is we're going to increase the tax on fuel that goes to roads. That's the $1.2 billion. The issue is if we simply increased it to that amount, our gas prices would get too high. So to keep our gas prices from getting too high, we're going to eliminate the retail sales tax from fuel. So 100% of what you pay at the pump will go to transportation. And to make up for what we'd otherwise create, which is a hole for schools, and for local governments, including the city of Detroit, we're increasing the retail sales tax from 6 to 7%. So it's, in many ways, a much cleaner, common sense answer, and it's complicated because we're starting on a complicated situation to begin with.
This is crafted in a bipartisan fashion. I noticed the mailing I haven't gotten any mailings from the campaign. I've gotten mailings from my state senator and my state rep. Not in support of it, but actually saying what's going on and who's for it and who's against it. How much bipartisan support did you have on this?
Huge. I mean, if you think about it, this required a constitutional amendment to be put on the ballot. So it had to take a 2/3 vote of both the House and the Senate to put it on the ballot. Not a majority, but 2/3. And so there was strong bipartisan support to get this done. And we've gotten strong public support from the majority and minority leaders of both chambers from both parties. Speaking up on this. And the coalition's incredible that's behind this. There's over 100 different organizations that are actually running the campaign, and it includes everything from chambers of commerce and small business association to the AFL-CIO, the MEA is part of this, the teachers are part of this, the firefighters, the policemen. Again, this is business and labor working together because we all want safer roads in Michigan, don't we?
Well, we do, but there's something else that's not even being mentioned in all this. Jobs. This will create an enormous amount of jobs. Now, for people that aren't in the road building industry, are there going to be any apprenticeship programs going forth on this?
Oh, absolutely. Again, that's something that I'm very passionate about. And for construction jobs, we need to do a much better job of getting minority representation in the road building industry. That can be improved. And this is our opportunity to do it in terms of more apprenticeship programs, more other opportunities to get people in this and find good, well-paying jobs.
All right, because that's not mentioned anywhere, okay, that this is actually going to produce jobs and hopefully put some Detroiters to work.
It actually does it in two ways, Steve. One, it will help with construction in terms of more jobs there, but even more importantly, longer term is by having better roads and infrastructure, that helps all business.
Okay.
I mean, because if you think about it, I can actually give you an illustration in parts of the state when an out-of-state company is looking to come into Michigan to set up, employment and such, that people go out, the economic development people go out and look for the roads that are good roads so they won't have to run on these roads because we're afraid they might scare them out of the state. I mean, we need to do a better job. We need safer roads. I mean, look at this.
Now, what is that?
What is this? This is part of Michigan road system. Again, if you drive underneath a bridge and see plywood, the plywood's there to keep pieces like this from falling on your vehicle. You
Really?
can't feel good about that.
Really?
And then, as
So
I was
when we
mentioning about
when we cruise over that's the Rouge River Bridge
Yeah.
down there where the
and you've
silos
heard
are.
about the holes.
Yeah,
in
the
that
big one. I've
bridge.
seen the holes. Right, I had to
Yeah.
dodge them.
Well, this could be a part of one of those holes.
Mm.
The other one is if you think about potholes and the pieces coming out of it, if you hit a pothole, not only is it going to cost you a lot in rims, but you're at risk of being in a major accident. Even if you're missing it to swerve, you're a distracted driver. We need a better answer. So what this proposal does is it gets us safer roads. It helps with public transportation funding.
That's what Mayor
Significant
Duggan
more-
mentioned when he said
significantly more dollars
he said
coming.
he was in support of it a week ago on the show, and that was one of the reasons he was in support of it because it would bring more buses to Detroit.
Absolutely, it would help with that. So out of this, I actually want to present this piece to you so you can take this with you to remind you about how important safer roads are.
No, I'm going to take it to remind me how safer roads are, but when I'm coming out of my driveway and a thug tries to come after me, they're going to get reminded too. This is a good use for this rock. Governor, when we come back, we've got another big enchilada in the room, and that's education. Can we talk about that for a second?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with the governor of our great state of Michigan, Governor Snyder. Say it correctly.
Visit loverslane.com for the boutique store near you.
Here at Quicken Loans, we take special pride in servicing clients that serve our country.
My name is Marjorie Reyes. I'm a Chief Warrant Officer. I am very grateful and appreciative that Quicken Loans can offer service members VA loans. It was very important for me to be able to close and refinance my home quickly. I wanted to lower my mortgage payment. Quicken Loans guided me through every step of the process. The whole experience was amazing.
Serving those who serve us all. One more way, Quicken Loans is engineered to amaze.
Detroit Wants to Know is sponsored by the AFPD, the voice of independent retailers.
Welcome to Orchard Maple Family Dental in West Bloomfield.
I'm Dr. William Woodruff. I practiced dentistry in Metro Detroit for over 40 years, and now my son has joined the practice.
I'm proud to practice dentistry with my father. It's a second-generation family business, which now includes my wife.
Working with my father-in-law and husband is very gratifying. We truly care about our patients.
I was very pleased to see in our vacation pictures that I was smiling and my teeth looked great for the first time.
So many good reasons to come to Orchard Maple Family Dental. Saturday and evening appointments, same-day emergency appointments, Snap-on Smile.
It's been really fun here, and I wish I could come here more often.
New patients, just $85 for exam, x-ray, and cleaning. $100 credit on treatments over $250, easy payment plans, and special in-house financing. Orchard Maple Family Dental in West Bloomfield. Call now, 248-702-5822.
Find your path to success at Wayne County Community College District. From high-tech facilities to experienced instructors to a range of programs that give you the skills you need for in-demand jobs. Everything you need to jumpstart a new career or advance your education is at a campus near you. And we're here to support you every step of the way. So why wait? Register today.
Mike's Fresh Market, Detroit's largest independent supermarket with the best prices, quality, and service. Enjoy our vast selection of fresh fruits and vegetables. Wide aisles lead you to our own in-house bakery and deli. Beef, pork, chicken, seafood, and much more. You can rest assured you will feed your family the freshest food in town. Whatever you need, you can find it here at Mike's Fresh Market. Mike's Fresh Market with 2 locations, Gratiot and 7 Mile and Livernois and 7 Mile. Better food, better prices. That's Mike's promise.
I'm Ken Gross, host of Law and Reality, with an important message. Simasco Law and Thavgros are hosting a free seminar, Preventing Senior Citizen Financial Abuse. Benny Napoleon, Kim Worthy's response team, elder law expert Pat Simasco, and I will speak, and Detroit watchdog Steve Hood will be our MC. It's about preserving and protecting your income. Join us Saturday morning, May 30th, 10:30 to 12:30 at Greater Grace Temple. For free tickets, call 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP, or register at cannotaffordtolose.com.
Visit loverslane.com for the boutique store near you.
Welcome back to Detroit Wants to Know. My guest this week is Governor Snyder, the governor of the great state of Michigan. Governor, you assembled a blue ribbon panel. They gave you these recommendations on education. Right to the north of us, because we're in your Cadillac Place office, is the Detroit Public Schools. There are people over there quaking their boots. What comes next after these recommendations?
Well, I appreciate all the hard work. Again, the coalition did a lot of homework, and a lot of hours were spent, and they came out with a number of recommendations. We're reviewing those now. And what I would say is there are a lot of thoughtful things we're saying how we could incorporate them. One thing I need to be thoughtful about in terms of my own recommendations, Steve, is I want them to be applicable to all of Michigan ultimately. So whatever we do right for Detroit, we should all be treated alike, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
In terms of a good answer across the state. So that's part of the analysis we're making now. The other one is we have to be thoughtful, again, when people talk about budget resources, how they get deployed, to make sure we're being smart about that.
Well, on the whole budget question, I mean, you've got, what, $55 million a year in debt service? You've also got a $58 million a year pension liability over there at Detroit Public Schools. People say wipe out the debt. That's not that easy.
No, and again, it's not just about wiping out debt. The point of just a bailout doesn't make sense if it doesn't really solve the problem. We want a sustainable answer in terms of a better answer in terms of dealing with kids learning and the debt question so education in Detroit can be successful. One of the main points of this whole report, though, that I really want to emphasize and reinforce is, shouldn't we be raising the bar of expectations out of every kind of educational institution in Detroit, whether it be a Detroit public school, the EAA, or a charter school? We can ask everyone to do better. And let's keep on raising that bar until we're showing real success with our kids here in Detroit.
Well, in terms of raising the bar, a few weeks back, I just got off of a college tour where we went to see Howard, Hampton, Princeton, Columbia, and Yale.
We got to get some Michigan schools in there, man.
And Johnstown. Well, we're going to take a Michigan tour. We're going to take a Michigan tour, but there were two
I want
things.
These kids to stay in Michigan.
Well, I wanted to come back to Michigan after they graduate because we ran into some of my graduates, and it's going to be hard to convince them to come back to Detroit. But beyond that, the bulk of my tour was girls. All right. When we got to the college campuses, the ratio of young men to young women was horrible. I mean, you had one school, Hampton, was like 13%, I mean 13 to 1 women to men. Wow. Howard was way up there at that same level. What are we going to do to raise the bar, to bring our young men up to those standards?
Yeah, well, that's where we need the schools to be more proactive. I think we need to empower our schools more, and that's part of the point about getting principals and the staff more engaged, less central office, rules and things like that. Make them more entrepreneurial. Make them really take more responsibility for making sure these kids succeed, because there's a lot of talented principals and teachers that really care. And let's create an opportunity for them to do that work.
When we were in your office, when we did the interview before the election, you said emergency management basically hasn't worked and you didn't want to go forward with it. How long does Mr. Early have then?
Well, again, he has 18 months as his term. The question is, with these recommendations, would it stay 18 months or are there other options? That's something we're still looking at.
Okay. Governor, when we come back, I want to talk about a budget battle you got coming up.
Right.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with the governor of our great state of Michigan.
When you're having a heart attack, this is how it feels to your heart. And if it happens at night or on the weekend, there's only one hospital team standing by on site to save you. Cardio Team 1, only at the DMC.
Detroit Wants to Know is sponsored by the AFPD, the voice of independent retailers.
I'm Ken Gross, host of Law and Reality, with an important message. Simasco Law and Thavgros are hosting a free seminar, Preventing Senior Citizen Financial Abuse. Benny Napoleon, Kim Worthy's response team, elder law expert Pat Samasco, and I will speak, and Detroit watchdog Steve Hood will be our MC. It's about preserving and protecting your income. Join us Saturday morning, May 30th, 10:30 to 12:30 at Greater Grace Temple. For free tickets, call 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP, or register at cannotaffordtolose.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. Shauna Diggs, and welcome to Cosmetic Dermatology.
As Michigan's leader in comprehensive skin health and rejuvenation, board-certified dermatologist Dr. Shauna Ryder Diggs and the entire Cosmetic Dermatology team take a caring, customized approach to skin care. The Cosmetic Derm team effectively treats skin diseases and autoimmune diseases such as lupus. State-of-the-art laser technology is utilized in hair removal, tattoo removal, and skin peels. To learn more, visit our website, Cosmetic Dermatology, where science and beauty meet.
Mike's Fresh Market, Detroit's largest independent supermarket with the best prices, quality, and service. Enjoy our vast selection of fresh fruits and vegetables. Wide aisles lead you to our own in-house bakery and deli. Beef, pork, chicken, seafood, and much more. You can rest assured you will feed your family the freshest food in town. Whatever you need, you can find it here at Mike's Fresh Market. Mike's Fresh Market with 2 locations, Gratiot and 7 Mile and Livernois and 7 Mile. Better food, better prices. That's Mike's promise.
We're the Cronin Law Firm, bringing more to the table. When we sit down together, we share our expertise. You've got a legal problem, we know you need relief. Advice that you can trust, that's why people come to us. We're the Cronin Law Firm, bringing more to the table.
Groundbreaking, life-saving, history-making. The new DMC Heart Hospital, summer 2014. The beat goes on.
Welcome back to Detroit Wants to Know. I have my guest, Governor Snyder. Governor Snyder, you've got a budget battle looming in your own house up there. It's your own Republicans are fighting you on your budget, your proposed budget.
Well, this is every year we go through some exercise like this because I appreciate it. You've got a House, you've got a Senate, and you've got a governor that have somewhat different perspectives. But what we've done each year successfully, Steve, is by June reconcile those differences and come up with a good budget. And I think we're still on a path to see that happen.
Because they're talking about some pretty draconian cuts there.
Well, again, it depends on which chamber. And again, this is where you get 3 different opinions. And we've worked through these issues. Because again, some of the things that are important that can matter to Detroit are revenue sharing. We want to work to make sure Detroit does well in that context. Other things in terms of other support programs, education funding. We've been successful in prior years making sure we continue to invest more in K-12.
But it sounds like they're really up on their heels about the education funding, about cutting it.
Well, again, there's 3 different views. We'll work through this.
Okay.
Relentless positive action.
Relentless positive action. Okay, well, let's talk about the relentless positive action. State took over Belle Isle through a lease, but when you drive through there, the MSP officers, the DNR officers don't look like 80% of Detroit. What are you doing about the diversity in the Michigan State Police?
We're really trying to improve it. There's a concerted effort to do more recruiting in the minority communities and with women. And I'd appreciate your help. Actually, I'd use this show as an illustration. If people know people that could be good candidates, have them get in touch with us. We'll do what we can to help facilitate that process because I want to get more troopers that are from the community
because
on
you have MSP officers now patrolling some of the neighborhoods. They're coming in. We see the cars not on the freeways. They're coming off the freeways.
Yeah, well, in addition to that, we're trying to get them more involved in the communities, though, too, for the current troopers. Because Michigan State troopers are fabulous people, and they're well-trained. We want to get them more engaged in the community. But longer term, I want to recruit more minority and female representation in MSP. So if you have people out there interested, have them get in touch with my office or Michigan State Police, and we'll follow through. That's a big goal. We've actually tried to modify some of our testing requirements to be more proactive. We've upped our recruiting efforts in terms of troopers and officials going into Detroit schools and other places in Michigan to encourage people to join.
Okay.
I view this as a great opportunity to say, please join the Michigan State Police if you have any interest in law enforcement.
Wow. A commercial for the governor. That's good. Okay. That's good. I mean, because Facebook was all abuzz. I took a picture of 2 African-American female MSP officers at the Click restaurant, and people were like, wow, we didn't know there were any. And they're like, yeah, we're like two of the only ones.
Yeah, I hate to say it's a national problem in terms of getting more minorities interested in law enforcement, but I want us to be a leader in solving that problem.
Okay.
So again, let's be proactive. Let's go take it on. Let's solve it.
All right. The governor said solve it. That's amazing. What about the DNR? The DNR, when they're checking out the fishing licenses and all that, is it the same thing? Do you want them to call your office?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that we were able to do for a couple of years there is the DNR actually ran some youth programs here in Detroit to encourage youth employment and interest in the outdoors and wildlife and the environment. Because traditionally that one has been somewhat challenging just because this is a more urban area and people didn't have exposure. A lot of people didn't even know we had a state park, Milliken State Park, before Belle Isle.
We actually have our own wetlands
Yes.
right at Milliken State Park.
So I clearly encourage the same thing with Michigan State Police. I encourage with the Department of Natural Resources. If you have an interest, and I hope you have an interest, or if there's a principal out there that would like to see someone come talk to their school at some point, we'll figure out how to get more attention and interest, I hope.
Well, you're going to get some calls on that.
Well, good.
When we come back, I want to talk about the Earned Income Tax Credit.
Sure.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with Governor Snyder.
Groundbreaking. Life-saving. History-making. The new DMC Heart Hospital, summer 2014. The beat goes on.
We're the Cronin Law Firm, bringing more to the table. When we sit down together, we share our expertise. You've got a legal problem, we know you need relief. Advice that you can trust, that's why people come to us. We're the Cronin Law Firm, bringing more to the table.
Find your path to success at Wayne County Community College District. From high-tech facilities to experienced instructors to a range of programs that give you the skills you need for in-demand jobs. Everything you need to jumpstart a new career or advance your education is at a campus near you. And we're here to support you every step of the way. So why wait? Register today.
Here at Quicken Loans, we take special pride in servicing clients that serve our country.
My name is Marjorie Reyes. I'm a Chief Warrant Officer. I am very grateful and appreciative that Quicken Loans can offer service members VA loans. It was very important for me to be able to close and refinance my home quickly. I wanted to lower my mortgage payment. Quicken Loans guided me through every step of the process. The whole experience was amazing.
Serving those who serve us all. One more way, Quicken Loans is engineered to amaze.
Detroit Wants to Know is sponsored by the AFPD, the voice of independent retailers.
Visit loverslane.com for the boutique store near you.
Welcome back to Detroit Wants to Know. My guest is Governor Snyder, the governor of our great state of Michigan. Governor Snyder, my people are hurting out here. Years ago, the Earned Income Tax Credit went away. It got cut. I understand that Proposal 1 is going to restore that in 2017. Can you explain that to me, please?
Sure, absolutely. That's one of the big reasons to vote yes on Proposal 1. When we had 2011, we had a serious budget problem, and one of the things that did get scaled back was the Earned Income Tax Credit. So this is an opportunity to restore it, and this would be an opportunity to offset any additional costs that people might see from having the sales tax go up by the 1%. Is really, this will help lower income working people get some tax relief. And so let's get this done.
Okay. 2017 is phased in. Okay, it comes back. Is it going to be at its old level or right there?
Yeah, I think it should get, I will double check, but I think it comes back to the 20% fairly quickly.
Now there's also $300 million for schools. Okay.
There is. $300 million will go in the school aid fund. And if you look at one of the constitutional things that will happen with Proposal 1 passing is the school aid fund will be more restrictive than it is today. And it will focus in on K-12, community colleges, career tech education, and scholarships for those fields, in addition to helping with retirement costs. So these are all very good things that those $300 million can be well deployed on.
Speaking of career tech, how is that emphasis we talked about on technical training for the community colleges? We talked about that last October.
Yeah, we were working really hard on that, and there's a major effort going on within Detroit Public Schools to have them partner with WC3 and some of the other community colleges on how we can do more work, because we should have a lot more students in career tech ed in Detroit, because those will lead to good paying skilled trades positions, and I want to see that really happen. That's a priority.
Okay, you talk about good paying skilled trades commissions, good paying skilled trades positions. Earlier on, we talked about the Michigan Economic Development Corporation doing more stuff as a result of Proposal 1. We talked about corporations needing better roads. All right. Is there any way in the near future that you're going to send the MEDC out and have them actually compete for the Jeep Wrangler in Toledo? I mean, other states, yank plants from us. Okay, Mexico took a ton of them from us in NAFTA.
Yeah.
Everybody is yelling and screaming about how great the Dodge Hellcat is, but they don't know that the darn engine for that supercar is built in Mexico.
Yeah. Well, let me share a couple things with you, because I want to be careful about particular projects, because again, there's agreements that are in place that are about confidentiality. But two things: the state that's created more manufacturing jobs than any other state since the time I was elected is the state of Michigan. We've created over about 100,000 manufacturing jobs in our state, and we should be proud of that. In addition, to go with that for the auto industry, one of the facts that people don't know is over 75% of the research, development, and engineering that go into the vehicles, of all the money spent in the United States, is spent right here in Michigan. So we're at the front end of designing and developing those vehicles, which will bode well to help us on the manufacturing side long term. We're well positioned, but we're only going to get stronger.
I love the way you answer confidential questions. We got a couple seconds left. Can you turn to Dave on the camera and tell the people why they should support Proposal 1, besides the fact it was cheaper than me buying new rims?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Please support Proposal 1 on May 5th. It's a great opportunity to have safer roads. In addition, it'll do a lot of good things in terms of strengthening our schools with additional resources. It will help Detroit in terms of additional revenue sharing and public transportation dollars. In addition, there's tax relief for lower income, hardworking people through the Earned Income Tax Credit. This is a win for all Michiganders. Safer roads, stronger economy. Please vote yes.
You did it. You did it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Detroit Wants to Know. We've got an election coming up in a couple weeks. Make sure you're there on May 5th. Your roads depend on it. This governor brought the piece of the road. If you want my piece to knock a criminal in the head, you can. But also think about your rims. You know you have high deductibles on your car. You have high deductibles because of our insurance, but rims are going to cost you $545 a piece. All right, no matter what the Mackinac Policy Center says, it's still cheaper to support this proposal. Have a great week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.